Imagine standing face to face with a figure whose presence embodies peace, resilience, and wisdom, someone whose entire existence has been dedicated to compassion and the betterment of humanity. That's precisely what happened when Selena Gomez met the Dalai Lama. This encounter wasn't just another celebrity photo op. It was a defining moment in her journey of self-discovery, one that carried profound meaning and, unexpectedly, significant consequences for her career. Join us on a journey of compassion and courage. Subscribe now for more inspiring stories like Selena's encounter with the Dalai Lama. In October 2014, at the We Day event in Vancouver, Selena had the opportunity to meet His Holiness the Dalai Lama. We Day, an event that inspires young people to create positive social change, was the perfect setting for such an encounter. Selena has always been vocal about her passion for helping others, and there, she found herself standing beside a man whose entire life is a testament to love, compassion, and the pursuit of peace. How could anyone not be moved by such an encounter? In the photograph that followed, you could see the Dalai Lama's hands resting on Selena's head and throat. To the untrained eye, it may have seemed like a simple pose, but wasn't it so much more than that? His hands symbolized a blessing, a passing of wisdom, and perhaps even an acknowledgement of her own potential to spread goodness. Selena, visibly touched, later shared the image on her social media, simply captioning it, "Words of wisdom #speechless." Isn't it remarkable how sometimes the most significant moments are those we cannot articulate, but only feel deep within us? But life is rarely just a series of inspirational moments, it's also filled with unexpected twists and challenges. The Dalai Lama, a symbol of peace to many, is also, controversially, a political figure. His tireless advocacy for Tibetan autonomy has long been at odds with China's stance, and any public association with him can be a direct affront to the Chinese government. The impact of this reality hit Selena hard when, 2 years later, her photograph with the Dalai Lama resurfaced. It resulted in her being banned from performing in China during her revival tour. Imagine the weight of that, being cut off from millions of potential fans, not because of something you said or did wrong, but because of a moment of connection, a moment of compassion. How many of us would feel torn, would wonder if it was worth it? Selena, however, didn't retract her support or apologize for that encounter. She didn't distance herself from that moment of inspiration, she stayed quiet. But maybe her silence spoke louder than words. It was a quiet defiance, a sign that her values were not for sale. It reminds us that sometimes staying true to ourselves means sacrificing opportunities, even ones that seem incredibly important. The question is, how often do we have the courage to stand by what truly matters to us, especially when the costs are so high? Selena's journey with compassion didn't begin or end with that meeting. Her dedication to mental health, her openness about her struggles with anxiety and depression, and her advocacy for kindness, these are all part of the same thread. The Dalai Lama's teachings on mindfulness, on the transformative power of compassion, seem to resonate deeply with her. Isn't it incredible how, in a world that often feels disconnected, one encounter, one gesture, can spark a change in how we see ourselves and our purpose? This story isn't just about Selena and the Dalai Lama. It's about the complexity of living in a world where every action, no matter how well-intentioned, can be dissected, politicized, and judged. Meeting a figure like the Dalai Lama should be a moment of inspiration. Yet, for Selena, it brought both admiration and unexpected challenges. It's a reminder of how, in today's interconnected world, even acts of compassion can have consequences far beyond what we imagine. How do we navigate this? How do we continue to stand for what's right when the world doesn't make it easy? Despite the ban and the challenges that followed, Selena didn't let this deter her. She continues to be a beacon for mental health advocacy, she continues to use her platform for good. And she continues to inspire millions. Meeting the Dalai Lama was a chapter, not the whole story, but it's a chapter that speaks volumes about who she is and what she stands for. Life is not about avoiding risks, it's about embracing those moments that push us closer to the person we aspire to be, even when there are costs involved. So, perhaps the biggest question is this: in our own lives, when we face the choice between comfort and standing for something greater, what will we choose? Selina's encounter with the Dalai Lama teaches us that sometimes, the path to personal growth and making a real difference isn't the easiest one. It's often filled with obstacles, with sacrifices, and with moments that test our resolve. But isn't that what makes the journey worthwhile? Selina's journey toward mindfulness and compassion is an ongoing one, shaped not only by her encounter with the Dalai Lama but by a lifetime of experiences that have led her to become an advocate for mental health and social change. To truly understand the impact of that meeting in Vancouver, we need to take a deeper look at Selina's life, her background, and the experiences that molded her into the person who would stand so firmly by her beliefs, even when faced with such formidable consequences. Born in Grand Prairie, Texas, Selena Gomez grew up in a working-class family. She witnessed firsthand the struggles her mother faced as a single parent trying to provide a stable life for her. It wasn't easy. Those early years were marked by challenges, yet they were also filled with love, resilience, and a deep sense of gratitude. From a young age, Selena understood the importance of kindness, empathy, and helping those in need. Her upbringing was a lesson in perseverance, a value that would guide her throughout her life and career. Selena's rise to fame came with its own set of pressures and challenges. After starting her career on Barney Friends, she quickly transitioned to Disney Channel, where she became a household name with her role in Wizards of Waverly Place. But fame, especially when it comes so young, is rarely without its difficulties. Selena faced immense scrutiny. Not just for her work but for her personal life. The constant attention, the endless speculation about her relationships, and the pressure to always present a perfect image took a toll on her mental health. By the time she met the Dalai Lama, Selena had already faced several public battles with anxiety and depression, struggles she would later openly discuss in an effort to help others facing similar challenges. Meeting the Dalai Lama was a moment that brought together everything Selena had been seeking: a deeper understanding of herself, a sense of purpose beyond fame, and a connection to something greater than the entertainment industry. It was about mindfulness, compassion, and the desire to make a positive impact on the world. The Dalai Lama's message resonated with Selena not just because of its simplicity but because it spoke to her own lived experiences, the struggles, the pain, and the hope that had defined her journey. The Dalai Lama's teachings often emphasized the importance of inner peace, of finding happiness not in material wealth or external validation but within oneself. For someone like Selena, who had spent so much of her life in the public eye, constantly being judged and evaluated, this message was transformative. The idea that happiness could be cultivated from within, that compassion could be a guiding force in navigating life's challenges, was something she needed to hear. And it was something she was eager to share with her fans, many of whom looked to her for inspiration and guidance. After the meeting, Selena's commitment to mental health advocacy became even more pronounced. She used her platform to talk about her struggles with anxiety and depression, breaking down the stigma that often surrounds these issues. In 2016, she took a break from her career to focus on her mental health, a decision that was met with both support and criticism. But for Selena, it was necessary. She understood that in order to truly help others, she needed to help herself first. It was an act of self-compassion, a principle that the Dalai Lama often speaks about. Selena's decision to share her journey so openly was not without risk. In an industry that often prioritizes image over authenticity, admitting to vulnerabilities can be seen as a weakness. But Selena chose authenticity over perfection. She chose to be real, to let people see her struggles, and in doing so, she gave others permission to do the same. Her encounter with the Dalai Lama had shown her the power of compassion, not just toward others but toward oneself. And that was a message she was determined to share. One of the most striking aspects of Selena's journey is her resilience. Despite the challenges she faced after her meeting with the Dalai Lama, including being banned from performing in China, she continued to speak out about the importance of compassion, kindness, and mental health. She didn't let the backlash deter her from her mission. Instead, she used it as fuel to keep going. Her silence in the face of the ban wasn't about fear or avoidance, it was about choosing her battles wisely. It was about understanding that sometimes, the best way to make a statement is not through words but through actions. Selina's advocacy work extends far beyond her own experiences. As a UNICEF ambassador, she has traveled to some of the most vulnerable communities in the world, using her platform to raise awareness about issues like poverty, access to education, and clean water. Her work with UNICEF is a reflection of her belief that compassion should not be limited to words, it should be backed by action. It's one thing to talk about making a difference, it's another to actually go out and do it. And Selina has consistently shown that she is willing to do the work. The meeting with the Dalai Lama was a significant moment in Selina's life, but it was also just one part of a much larger journey, a journey defined by resilience, compassion, and a desire to use her platform for good. It was a reminder that even in the face of adversity, we can choose to stand by our values. We can choose to be kind, to be compassionate, and to make a difference in the world. And that choice, as Selina has shown, is what truly defines us. The backlash Selina faced after her encounter with the Dalai Lama also sheds light on the broader challenges faced by public figures who dare to take a stand on sensitive issues. In an era where every action is scrutinized, where every word can be twisted and politicized, it takes immense courage to stay true to one's beliefs. The Chinese government's reaction to Selina's photograph with the Dalai Lama was a stark reminder of the power dynamics at play in the world today. It was a reminder of how even the most well-intentioned actions can be seen as threats by those in power. For Selina, the decision to share that photograph was not about making a political statement, it was about sharing a moment of inspiration, a moment that had a profound impact on her. But the reality is that, as a public figure, her actions were inevitably interpreted through a political lens. The ban from China was a harsh consequence, but it also highlighted the importance of standing by one's values, even when the stakes are high. Selina's refusal to apologize or distance herself from the Dalai Lama was a testament to her integrity. It was a reminder that sometimes, the right thing to do is also the hardest thing to do. The complexities of Selina's situation also speak to the broader issue of how celebrities navigate their roles as public figures in an increasingly polarized world. For many, the pressure to stay neutral, to avoid controversy, can be overwhelming. The fear of losing fans, of being banned from certain markets, can lead to a reluctance to speak out on important issues. But Selina has consistently chosen to use her voice, to speak out about the things that matter to her, regardless of the potential consequences. And in doing so, she has shown that true influence is not about popularity, it's about making a difference. Selina's journey is a powerful reminder that compassion is not always easy. It requires us to step outside of our comfort zones, to take risks, and to be willing to face criticism. It requires us to stand by our values, even when it means sacrificing opportunities or facing backlash. But as Selina has shown, the rewards of living a compassionate life far outweigh the challenges. The impact she has had on her fans, on the mental health community, and on the world at large is a testament to the power of compassion in action. In the years since her meeting with the Dalai Lama, Selina has continued to evolve, both as an artist and as a human being. She has faced setbacks, she has faced criticism, but she has also experienced moments of profound growth and transformation. Her journey has been one of resilience, of learning to embrace her vulnerabilities and use them as a source of strength. It has been a journey of learning to be kind to herself, to prioritize her mental health, and to use her platform to help others do the same. Selina's story is not just about her encounter with the Dalai Lama, it's about the choices she has made in the years since. It's about her decision to prioritize compassion, to be a voice for those who are struggling, and to use her influence for good. It's about her willingness to face the challenges that come with being a public figure, to navigate the complexities of fame, and to stay true to herself in the process. As we reflect on Selina's journey, we are reminded of the power of compassion, not just as an abstract concept, but as a guiding force in our lives. Compassion is what connects us to others, what allows us to see beyond our own struggles and reach out to help those in need. It's what gives us the strength to keep going, even when the world seems to be against us. And it's what allows us to make a difference, no matter how big or small. Selena Gomez's encounter with the Dalai Lama was a moment of inspiration, a moment that reminded her, and all of us, of the importance of compassion, of standing by our values, and of using our voices to make a difference. It was a moment that, despite the challenges that followed, became a defining chapter in her journey of self-discovery and advocacy. And as Selena continues to grow, to evolve, and to inspire, we are reminded that the path to personal growth and positive change is not always easy, but it is always worth it. So, as we look at Selena's story, we are left with a question: what will we choose when faced with the choice between comfort and standing for something greater? Will we have the courage to stand by our values, to face the challenges that come with living a life of compassion, and to make a difference in the world? Selena's journey shows us that the answer to that question is what truly defines us, not just as individuals, but as a society. It shows us that compassion, even in the face of adversity, is what makes the journey worthwhile. The meeting between Selena Gomez and the Dalai Lama serves as a powerful reminder that, at the end of the day, it's not about the fame, the money, or the number of followers. It's about the impact we have on the world, the difference we make in the lives of others, and the legacy we leave behind. And that legacy, as Selena has shown, is built not on moments of comfort and ease, but on the choices we make to stand for what is right, even when the cost is high. In a world that often feels divided, where compassion can sometimes feel like an act of defiance, Selena's story is a beacon of hope. It's a reminder that we all have the power to make a difference, to choose kindness, to choose empathy, and to choose to stand by our values, no matter the challenges we face. And that, ultimately, is what makes the journey of life truly meaningful.